Not sure why anyone would want to steal all that exercise equipment behind him while there's a basketball game going on down below, but he gets paid well to make sure no one pulls off any holiday hijinks. Number 1 Douglas versus number 2 Cody. This game being played in Lander. First quarter, Douglas wearing the white, and it took a while before either team got on the scoreboard. Cassidy Scott gets the first bucket of the game for Douglas, who would take a 2-0 lead about 2.5 minutes into the contest. It took Cody about 4 minutes before they produced anything. Bridget Schumacher gets the kiss off the glass with the left hand for the Phillies to tie up the score at 2 points apiece. This ended up being a very low-scoring contest. Scott ended up being the only player to score in double figures. She had 17, and the Lady Bearcats led 4-3 after the first 8 minutes. Second quarter, the pace picked up a little bit. After a loose ball scramble, Letitia Heiser would take the bounce pass inside and score for Douglas, who would jump out to a 10-3 lead at this point. After a timeout, Cody finally woke up. This is Kiera Skinner, who would wait for the defense to go right by her before she put in her first 2 points, and the Phillies are down 10-5. They were starting to find their stride. Here's Taylor Morton putting up a shot in traffic. She'll get the friendly bounce off the back of the iron and get the whistle. The 3-point play has her team right back in this game, down 10-8. Cody was trying to prove that they belong on top of the 3A ranks, and they were serving notice. Schumacher thought about driving, then decided to airmail that ball for 3, and that was a really good idea. Her team now has the lead up 11-10. They had the momentum, and they were cruising. Miranda Odell slips in behind the defense, and by the time the opposition realized it, it was too late. That would cap off a 10-zip run as the Phillies would go up 13-10. Douglas would respond before it got out of control. Jesse Underberg drives, hits a roadblock, and then gives it up to Heiser, who took a detour. That's how you use teamwork. Douglas only down by 1, 13-12. But sometimes Underberg would finish the job herself, as you're about to see. She just needed a new path to get to the hoop, and she found it as the Lady Bearcats would retake the lead, 15-13 going into the locker room. Look, the game may have been low scoring, but it was not boring to the point that we had to break out a book, okay? It was 1 versus 2 for crying out loud. Third quarter, things went back and forth for a bit, but that was to be expected. Schumacher will get the finish off the fast break for the Phillies, and that would tie up the game again at 15. Let's get someone else in here. This is Alicia Prosendo driving, shooting, and scoring for Cody. Hey, whatever works. Her team's up 17-15. Douglas would add a new person to the mix as well. How about Ashley Blackburn, a freshman who came in off the bench? She had several plays in a row similar to this, where she got the hoop and the hack. She was not able to finish the 3-point play either time, but her contributions put her team up 19-17. Cody relied more on their senior leadership, and they were getting the job done. Odell is wide open behind the arc, and that's a 3-ball in the side pocket. Neither team is winning this game just yet. The score is knotted up again at 21-all. Of course, there are other ways to get 3 points. Laurel Place was in the right place at the right time. She almost lost it, but got it back together to get the hoop and the harm. The Phillies go back up by 3, 24-21. Now, I've mentioned this before about Douglas. They don't have any seniors, but some players like Scott sometimes play like they are. She'll get this last bucket in ahead of the third quarter buzzer, and that made it a 24-23 ball game going into the final 8 minutes. Fourth quarter, Scott was heating up, and that was good for her team and bad for the opposition. She's in the corner causing trouble ×3, and that was the wake-up call her team needed. Lady Bearcats go back up 26-24. Now this play was just flat-out sneaky, but it worked. Watch the nice bounce pass to Scott, who will split 2 defenders and score again. Douglas would take a 6-point lead, 30-24 in this big game. Cody's problem was the fourth quarter itself. They only managed 3 points, and they all came on this 3-point play, courtesy of Odell. Nice play, though. We'll give her credit. Phillies trail 30-27, but the offense went silent after that. The opposition was still going. Actually, Scott was still going, but her team did not complain as Douglas would get the W in the end, 34-27.